Well, welcome everyone. I am Adrena Young with Good Old Folks. And if you read my blog about milk, I decided I wanted to make some cashew milk. So I did find the whole cashews, and now we're going to make the milk. I'm going to admit, I did make it once before, and not that it was an epic fail, but you have to understand when you're making it and it has no preservatives, it goes bad very quickly. So I learned that cashew milk, freshly made, lasts 3 to 5 days based on how much you make and how often you drink it. Well, in my home, we don't drink milk too often, but we have chosen to take alternative measures in drinking milk. I once was drinking, just to give you a little background, I started out drinking almond milk as a dairy substitute. And I began to realize that as I'm learning more about nutrition and health, that there are still preservatives in many things. So I decided that I wanted to make my own cashew milk because not that I don't like the almond milk, but my daughter was sharing with me something that she found out when she began to help me with alternatives, and that is cashew milk is a little bit creamier. So I have found that to be true. Did I buy it from the store to test it? No. The last batch of cashew milk I made did let me know that it was much more creamier. So let us go ahead and get started with making it. Now let me tell you what I did. The recipe, I just found an easy, simple recipe online. The recipe calls for 1 cup of cashews that you soak overnight. Well, because it makes such a large amount, it makes enough to fit in this jar. I decided not to make that much since I'm pretty much the one that drinks most of the dairy substitute. So I decided to do 1/2 cup of cashews and then 2 cups of water. The regular recipe called for 1 cup of cashews soaked overnight and 4 cups of water. So I cut it in half because I wanted to make sure that I no longer have milk that goes bad. So let's go ahead, and these have been soaking overnight. I soaked them in my wonderful, I love these containers because they're seal proof. Maybe we can talk about that another time. And so I'm going to strain them. Yeah, it's only 1/2 cup. It's not a whole lot. I'm going to strain them. And because it's only 1/2 cup, if you notice, my blender, I have the Auto IQ Nutra Ninja blender system. So what I'm going to do, instead of using this, because this does make a large amount, I'm going to use one of my little cups. And I love these little cups because I can make a shake in this. And my husband right now is doing smoothies for a week, and he has learned to use the Ninja system, which is good, the blender system, which is great. He's not really familiar with it. So I'm going to dump these in here, or pour these in here. We'll put that away. We'll put that away. And this just makes it easier for me because I don't really like to do a whole bunch of cleaning, and this is just a smaller thing. And then it calls for half, because I did half, I'm only going to do 2 cups of water, and I use filtered water. We have I think it's like a 5 to 6 point filtering system that we use here in our home. 7-point system. My daughter's letting me know it's 7-point system. And if you're interested in that, just let me know and I'll tell you what it is. Then I'm just going to pour this in here. And I love my Ninja. It does so many things. And I know a lot of people have bullets and they have all these other ones, but this one has worked out well for us and it does what I need it to do. Now, I'm going to be honest, I have not done milk in here. I've only done it in here. So let's hope we get the same result. So it's going to be loud for a little bit. Now, because I wanted to blend and blend and blend and do everything, I forgot. If you would like to put flavors in it, go right ahead. The last time I made it with maple syrup. This time I'm going to use raw and unfiltered honey. And because it's not a full batch, I'm just only going to put 1 teaspoon in here. And this helps because whenever I drink coffee, I don't have to use too much of a sweetener, because I no longer drink cane sugar. Eat cane sugar. So we're going to drop that in there. away. Now we're gonna let it get loud for however long it takes. It says blend for a minute, but I've realized that it takes, I think the last time I blended it for like 2 minutes. So I'm just gonna bring it on, and I'm gonna press food puree, which is 35 seconds. Okay, if you noticed, you heard the blender kind of like kick up 2 more gears. And I've learned that for this, whenever I do puree, it kind of like chops and then comes back in and chops and then comes back in and chops again. So there's our cashew milk, and you don't have to strain it or anything. I am a recycler, so my husband eats olives, and I sterilize this through my dishwasher, heavy washing and cascade and all that stuff, which I am looking for better uses, better items to use in my dishwasher. But I use it to sterilize it. I could do the old-fashioned way by boiling it like our parents did, but I do use my dishwasher. And if you see, this makes a perfect 2 cups of milk. So I'll refrigerate this and use it for the next 2 days so that I can make sure that I use it all. That's why one of the reasons I love dealing with all natural foods, are what most people consider whole foods or raw foods, is because they're supposed to go bad. And to find out that my milk went bad in about 3 to 4 days was a good thing, and lets me know that I was really using all raw materials, all whole foods. And that's what I'm getting into. So thank you so much for joining in making the milk. If you have any questions or comments, please drop me an email or leave something in the comments below. And let's do our very best to live well. Thank you. Bye-bye.